Okay. Okay, let's start with the truth. I gave myself a week to finish revising book one. Did I achieve that? If I did, you'd probably have the book by now, love. So, safe to assume that did not happen. But anyway, here are the timestamps for the video, love. So if you don't want to hear me ramble and you just want to skip to certain updates, you go ahead and you do you, boo. I will not be mad. I could never be mad at you. I could never be mad at you. No way. You just do what you feel is right for you. I will be here no matter what. I'm Demi Blaze. I am a romantic comedy author, a failing, struggling one at that, who is currently revising and re-releasing my original debut series, Apparently We're the Problem, starting with book one, which is the book that I am actively currently revising. Book two, Apparently I'm Torture, ready, done, ready to devour. That book has been good to go for a while now. And book three, Apparently I'm Trouble, which sparked this whole revision to begin with because apparently Mia Walker truly is trouble. So here we are again on my bedroom floor. I have my cup of sleepy tea because, believe it or not, it is nighttime. Here is my inappropriately worded mug. My daughter actually gifted me this for Mother's Day, which I cannot tell you how proud I was that this was the gift that her and my husband had picked out. I was like, you know me so well. I do love a good cheeky mug, and especially one with a unicorn on it that has a little bit of crude humor to it. I mean, that's just my bag. What can I say? I'm also wearing my I'm not procrastinating, I'm doing side quests sweatshirt because honestly, that felt very true to the way the weeks have been unfolding in February. But let's start first with like a book club update because I think that is probably the best thing that we can start with. Let's start with something positive. So, in my last video, which was the TBR jar video, which I'm super excited about the TBR jar because I feel like we are going to have so much fun with this. But basically, the voted on book, it was actually a tie for a while between this book and then this book, but in the end The Annihilator actually won. One vote came in and decided that for me. So that is the book that we are reading. We're going to do a reading vlog for it. It's going to be a good time. I have already started this book. I can tell you it is dark. And I am a marshmallow, guys. Like, I am the biggest, softest marshmallow. And I don't just mean my physical form, I mean on the inside too. So the way this book has started has made me feeling like, oh, I may not be strong enough to handle this, but we shall see. I may be crying before the book is over, and I think that is pretty apt to assume. I will tell you that I had trouble sleeping last night because of this book. I already read a few chapters in, and we've got a couple of nasty, nefarious characters already, and I am feeling for this girl, and I'm a mum, guys, and that's the thing about being a mum. When you read about young girls in trouble, no matter their age, like, doesn't matter if they're young or old, like you feel, I think, some form of empathy for them. And I guess maybe that's why I write what I write. But let's not get too deep into that because this video is already about what I write. This whole channel is about what I write. So we don't need to dive too deeply into that. But I can say that this book is beautifully written. I can understand why there are people who love this book, love this series. And I'm excited to continue because at the end of the day, if the story is good, that is all your girl needs. That is all I need. Actually, one other thing that I've been dying to tell you guys about is there's this musical theater animated show called Has-Been Hotel, and I actually found it on YouTube, and that was how I discovered it. And then my husband and I had to get our hands on it right away, and we binged the entire thing within like 3 days. It was incredible. And I know that there are some people who are like, season 2. Love, let me tell you, the naysayers can do whatever they want. They can hate on it as much as they want, but the reason why they're hating on it is because they watched it enough to love it and continue and then to hate on it. So trust me when I say that they are not just like hate watching this thing. They're really deep down, they must love it because this show is so good. It is genuinely so good, and the songs are incredible, and I highly 10 out of 10 would recommend this show. It is so good. So good. Trust me, if you don't mind animation or you enjoy animation, I'm a big animation girly. If you love animation like I do, if you love musical theater, and if you love a really good story that is a little bit naughty but pretty funny and also touches on some really deep themes of salvation and people being inherently good or inherently bad, you are going to love this show. Bit of a caveat there, if you do start watching it, I have to warn you, the next season is not due to come out until 2027 because animation takes a long time. And so we're all waiting with bated breath on when this series is going to have its next season. In any case, I have now given you an update on the book club book. I have also told you about a show that I have been loving and the fact that I binged it in 3 days. And now I want to tell you, I need to talk to you about this book. Okay, so book one. Apparently, I am going to start censoring the title a little bit more because I have quickly learned that my books do tend to get compressed because of the word choices in the title. I was warned about this too. I was warned about the fact that my books would get suppressed because of their titles, and I chose to name them what I named them anyway, primarily because I just felt like I knew that they fit. And I didn't want to water down something that I know so many women have dealt with, which is being called one of these many names. And that was the experience that my main characters went through. And so I had to name it every time I saw it in the series because it just kept coming up over and over again until it was undeniable that this book and this series had to be named what it was named. But did I shoot myself in the foot? Big time. And that's okay. I'll take that shot to the foot. I understand what I was giving up, but I do have to just let you guys know this is not the full name. This is not the accurate title. If you go on Amazon or on my website, that is actually what the title and the book cover looks like. So it's not censored when you buy it, but it is censored like when you see it in a YouTube video. From now on, anyway. From now on. I'm trying to be smarter, guys. Difficult for me, but I'm trying. Anyway, because this video is already going on for too long, I have notes on my phone. I shall chat through the notes so that we can get into this video, into the update. Okay, so I'm just going to start with the truth here. Love, like I said, I was going to start with the truth, right? Didn't I? So let's continue with the truth. I told myself I would finish book one like within a week. And actually, if you saw this video over here, you'll know that when I did my February revision and reflection, that I said I will give myself 2 weeks to finish this book. It will only take me 2 weeks because I was already over half of the halfway point. I knew what needed to be done and I was more than ready to continue. And you know what? To be honest, having a week where I smashed through 17 chapters of revision, I don't know, guys. I was in the right phase of the month, I guess. The stars were aligning and I just managed to get the time to edit that much. But I didn't really take into consideration all of the things that would be happening, the changes to my workload outside of the book. And I have been actively working on the book. I really, truly have. I swear, I promise you, I would not lie to you. That is why I'm doing this video, to give you the honest update. But I'm currently on chapter 33, and this book is 52 chapters long plus an epilogue. So mathematically, from that standpoint, I'm definitely not finishing the book this week. And I want to explain why. I mean, hey, look, if I do finish it within the week, firstly, that will be a miracle. But it will also be a really nice surprise for all of us because, let me explain, because this is like, I'm not being lazy. I'm not procrastinating. I'm doing side quests. No, I'm kidding. The thing is, like, I've really been thinking a lot about my book and about the series overall, and the reason I started the revision, and I wanted to build this series properly from the go back, and I've been taking a lot of hits as a result because I wanted to do this with integrity and with the belief that I was truly going to give you the best of what I could come up with and what I'm capable of. Oh my God, that is such good tea. I love it so much. Whether or not it helps me sleep, I don't know, but it can't hurt. I've been really public about the fact that this series has not taken off the way that I'd hoped. And I mean, of course, I'm a no-name debut author. I don't expect that my work is going to take off and people are going to instantly love it and give it 5 stars all around whenever they come across it. People are discerning, people have their own opinions. But I also can say honestly that the writer I was a couple of years ago does not match the writer I am today. So when I released Apparently I'm Trouble last year in March, I realized that the rest of the series, books 1 and 2, did not match the quality of book 3. I'd changed and I'd grown, and the series changed and it grew. And if I was going to make sure that my readers were getting something consistent throughout the series, that I showed up differently and made the pages different in the best way possible. I mean, at least I hope. So book 1, though, that's my foundation. That's the series foundation overall. Like books 2 and 3 don't exist without book 1. And even though they're interconnected standalones, and you can read and enjoy books 2 and book 3 without having read book 1, I know in my heart the way the story was meant to be told. And that is why I need to make sure that book 1 works, because if it doesn't work, nothing after it works. So when I say that I'm not finishing this week, what I really mean is I'm choosing not to rush it. And the reason for that is because I'm after chapter 33, right? I have 20 chapters to go. But this part of the book is the most dangerous. So this is where everything it either clicks into place or it completely falls apart, because this is the climax. The complications and the plots, all the twists that I have planned, all of it pays off here. And if it doesn't work, then the whole thing falls apart. And every single thread that I've been needling through, I guess you could say, it has to tie off, because otherwise it's just 300 pages of you reading this and thinking, what was the point of all that? And so I have to make it work. I have to make it work, because if it doesn't, readers feel it. And I don't want to give them a subpar experience. I don't want to give you a subpar experience. If you choose to check out my books, I want you to know that they were crafted very slowly and purposefully and just to the best of my ability. Because I'm not going to say that I am the most skilled author ever, but I'd like to hope that I've developed my skill and that I'm better than when I first started. You would hope so, right? But I refuse to let this book be shoddy in any way. I refuse. Otherwise there would be no point in revising it right now. So like I said, I could finish this fast. I really could. I could skim it. I could polish it lightly. I could leave what's there and move on. But then it might suck. And I'm not willing to let book 1 suck. I don't want it to be good enough. I want it to be great. I had heard this theory that romance books are just palate cleansers for the books you read, for the books you really want to read, which are fantasies, thrillers, books with a bigger, meatier plot. And I don't want my books to be that. Great if they are, but also I want them to stand on their own 2 feet as something real that readers will actually take a lot away from. That's what I want. Yeah. So what actually happened in the last couple of weeks? Well, I spent 2 weeks to just today alone on 1 chapter. And trust me when I say that after seeing this video, after reading the story behind it and everything, your girl really doesn't need to spend this much time on a chapter. I don't need to be spending this much time when all these other tools are available. But I am choosing to be the person who writes my book and finishes it and edits it in the best possible way. And let me tell you, as frustrating as it is that I spent hours on just 1 chapter, I do honestly say that I needed to do that. I need for the person who touches these books to be me. And even though there's a part of me that says, that's ridiculous. You should go faster. You need to go faster. I was just restructuring emotions. I was adding tension. I was tightening sentences and things like that. It was a lot of work in that 1 chapter. And it's slow, but it's gonna make the book better. So in the end of the day, the fact that it takes me a day to edit a book, it frustrates me to no end. I cannot tell you how much it frustrates me. Bah! It really does. I can't deny that it does. But I'll also be honest and tell you that it's what the book needs. It's just what the book needs, because I want to give you something great. So my reality, love, is that I work between the hours of 9 a.m. and 2:30. I get up in the morning. Immediately I'm in mum mode. I am taking care of my 2 kids. I am feeding them breakfast, getting them ready for school, getting myself ready for the day. And then I'm in full mum mode until I hit that 9 a.m. time slot where I am sitting at my desk and I am ready to work. And being a writer and an author, that is not my full-time career. So it's something that I fit into the many hours that I do not have available. But then after that 2:30 p.m. time slot, when all the work is said and done, I have school pickups, I have activities, I have dinner, I have homework, and then there's bedtime. I'm filming this video after bedtime. I could be editing my book right now, but I'm choosing to give you an update instead. But between those hours of like from 5 p.m. to bedtime, I am my children's. I belong to them. And so all the deep thinking, the plot restructuring, emotional layering that has to happen inside of a story, it only happens within a very limited time frame for me, which means that when I lose like when someone needs something within that time frame and it's not planned, if life happens or I get some sort of interruption, or even if I just lose half an hour to a tech issue, like it feels big. It feels really big. Like I've lost so much time and momentum. And that's just the season that I'm in. I have accepted it, but I just have to be like intentional when I'm in those windows because I do want to get the most out of every hour that I'm putting toward the book. But I want you to know that I'm trying to build this carefully because I respect your time as a reader and I want to give you something that you will hopefully that you will love. So that is why I'm doing all this. And I also promised that I would show up every week for 10 years, but not every week is going to be a milestone that I'm going to have hit. Not every week will be a win, but every week I'll show up honestly. And I honestly, this week I didn't finish the revision, but I did strengthen the book. And that matters more, I hope, than anything else, especially that I'm being transparent about it. Because I'd rather give you something late, or I don't know, is this late, guys? You tell me. Is this late? You tell me. Like, were you expecting that I'd be done by now? I don't know. But I mean, I was expecting I'd be done by now. So, yeah. This is why it hurts. This is why it genuinely hurts me because I don't want to let you down. That is my biggest fear, is letting you down. As a reader, as a viewer, as like someone who may be wanting to write books as well, and you are watching my videos hoping to get guidance, like this is the only guidance I can offer, which is just the reality that life is going to get in the way and that you have to claw and fight for every spare minute that you have where you can work on your books to make them the best that they can be so that readers will have this unforgettable experience and they'll keep coming back to you for more because they will have trusted you with their time by then. And that is the stage that I'm at, where I'm trying to build trust by giving you something great. I don't even know if I'm capable of giving you something great. So, what I do know though is that when this book does come out, it's going to be the best that I could give you at this stage of my career. Like, I will give you everything that I'm capable of right now at this moment in time. Whether or not that meets your standards, I guess we'll both have to see. So, where do we go from here? So, from here, I am going to continue doing what I've been doing, which is I have been restructuring some things. I have been adding deeper plot lines, adding tension, like I said before, but I'm also polishing at a sentence level as I go because I really genuinely want this to be the last time I touch this book. It still has to go through a beta read phase and an editing phase with other people who are not me. So, as in just, getting feedback by real human people who are equipped to handle this sort of job. And that is where we're at. Like, I mean, there's still lots to do. There's still lots of time to get into it. But I'm hoping that by the time I'm ready to hand it to you, it will be the best possible book that it can be. All up, my update, we got a new book for the book club to read. I'm not done with the revision yet. I'm going to flash the chapter that I was up to on the screen. If you are curious, you can pause and you can read as as I continue chatting my little heart out. But that's basically it. I recommended a show. I told you the book club pick. I told you where I'm at with the book and the fact that I'm still here. Rain, hail, or shine, I'm still here. And I'm revising, I'm still building, and I'm still not quitting. And what that means is I'll see you next week. That's it for me, love. Bye.